Hi guys, welcome to my channel. And this channel is basically based and is only for those guys who are not able to crack the interviews, so like for final year students, because I was also one of them. So I know the need of this thing. So that's why I have came up the solution. I have came up with this channel so that the main part, like which is the main interview, which is face-to-face interview, you can crack easily. So let's move on with the main part, which is collections. Nowadays everyone is asking about collections in Java, so let's start with that. So first of all, we were using arrays. So why we just came up with a new thing, collection, and why we are working on collection. Okay, so let's just understand about array. What were the limitation first about array? So basically what is an array? Array is an indexed collection of fixed number of homogeneous data elements. By indexed, you know what array is, like 0, 1, 2, 3. There are indexes in every array. Also, the second main thing is it is fixed number of homogeneous data elements with homogeneous data elements. The main advantage of arrays, we can represent multiple values by using single variable. Like at that time, how we create an array: int, square brackets, and any name, a reference variable. Any name you can give: arr, a, b, c. Any name you can give is equal to new int, and you just tell the size of the array, and that's how you declare the array. In that, the reference variable you give is the name of the, like it is saying by using single variable represent, it is having multiple values using single variable, so that's why it is saying as the advantage of arrays. Okay, so that readability of the code will be improved, obviously. So now coming to the limitations. Array are fixed in size, we all know. Once we create an array, there is no chance of increasing or decreasing the size based on our requirement, obviously. Due to this array concept compulsory, we should know the size in advance. See, so it is saying to use the array concept, we should know the size in advance, that how many values we are going to store in it, which may not be possible always. Arrays can hold only homogeneous data type elements. Homogeneous means like the same data type, like taking the example of integer. If you have declared an array as integer, you have to take all the values in integers. You can't put any like a string or float. You can't do that. You will get class cast exception. Example: student s equal to new student. This is the student class, and we are taking the object, we are creating an object of student class, an array of student class. So s0, this is the at 0 index, is equal to new student. And if we plan to store a new customer, object of customer, in student array, so it is not possible. Incompatible types: found customer, required student. But also we have the solution for that if we want to do that. But we can solve this problem by using object type arrays. Object a is equal to new object, and we can like we have to declare the size in starting. So a0, this is the array of an object, a0, a1, so it can store anything. New student, it can also store new customer, it can also store, because every class in Java, every class in Java is having object as its parent class. So parent class can always hold the reference, parent class reference can always hold the object of subclass. Subclass means child class. This is the child class. Okay, arrays concept is not implemented based on some standard data structures. There is no data structure implementation like in collections. We have like array list is based on the implementation data structures of list. There is tags and queues as well, so those are all data structures. And hence ready-made method support is not available for every requirement. We have to write the explicitly, which increases complexity of programming. Now what it means by ready-made method support? Ready-made method support means there is no method like to sort the arrays. Now we have that APIs arrays.sort, but earlier, like if you want to sort the array, there is no option like that, arrays.sort or something. It is now available, but you have, if you want to sort the array, you have to write something for that. Okay, to overcome our problems of array, we should go for collections concept. So benefits of collections are growable in nature. Based on our requirements, we can increase or decrease the size of the collection. Like earlier, here only we have the object array, it is of 1000 size, so return 1000 size, so we cannot change it. Okay, so to overcome the problems of the array, one second, let me check it's working or not. Yeah, it is working. Okay, so overcome the problems of collection, sorry, array. We have this collection, so collections are growable in nature. So I told you, if we have this object of array of object of 10,000 size, we cannot decrease or increase in the runtime, at the runtime. But in collections we have that functionality, we can increase or decrease the size of the array list or something linked list we have. So collection can hold homogeneous and heterogeneous both objects. Obviously, every collection class is implemented based on some standard data structures, hence every requirement ready-made method support is available, hence for every requirement ready-made method support is available. Being a programmer, we are responsible to use those methods, and we are not responsible to implement those methods which we have to implement in arrays. Yeah, so difference between those, arrays are fixed in size, collections are growable in nature. So that is, once we create an array, we can't increase or decrease the size based on our requirement. In collections, based on our requirement, we can increase or decrease the size. With respect to memory, arrays are not recommended to use, because like an initial, like we have created 1000 size of an array, and after some time we are not even using 10 indexes of it, so that's a waste of memory. And but that's not the case with collection. It automatically decreases, or not automatically, we have to decrease or increase at runtime as per our requirements. With respect to performance, arrays are recommended to use. Arrays are fast, and with respect to in collections, with respect to performance, collections are not recommended. Arrays can hold only homogeneous data. Yeah, I will explain you why it is so, why it is not recommended with respect to performance. Arrays can hold only homogeneous data types, that we know. Collections can hold both heterogeneous as well as homogeneous elements. There is no underlying data structures for array, hence ready-made method support is not available. Every collection class is implemented based on some standard data structures, like I was telling you about array list or linked list. These all have some standard data structures. List, maybe you might know about list, but it's okay if you don't, I will explain you about list. And hence for every requirement, ready-made method support is available. Being a programmer, we can use these methods directly, and we are not responsible to implement these methods. So we have, in this arrays, we have to write the code explicitly, which increases complexity of programming. So yeah, we can create like this integer, and also with the primitive. Array can hold both primitive and objects. Okay, this was the okay example. Collection can hold both type. Collection can hold only object types but not primitives. Only object type is possible and not primitive file types. Okay, I forgot that point. Wait, I have to refresh it. Yeah, so even I got confused at this time. So it was just the this is the reference type and this is the object type. So the main thing about these things is reference type. Reference type means primitives. This is primitive and this is object type. So primitive store less, the main, like how you can differentiate between those. So it is like integer x, say simple. See, if there was integer, the array x, So how you can differentiate between those two and what difference are there? So the main difference is the size allocation. For this, the allocation of size is like 4 bytes, and for this it is 8. So this is the main difference. It allocates more memory allocation, and only in primitive, in case of primitive, the memory allocation is less. So in this case, what it can hold only object type but not primitives. It cannot hold primitives. Collections cannot hold any primitive value like int x like this. It can hold only the object type values. So now coming to the collection, not collections, collection. There is a big difference between collection and collections. So right now discussing about collection. What is collection? If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, then we should go for collection. See, this is the group of individual object. S5 is an individual object in itself. S2 is individual object. S1 is an individual object. So we are planning to. We have created a group. This is a group now. So we want to represent this group as a single entity. So we need to use collection. So what is collection framework? It contains several classes and interfaces which can be used to represent a group individual as a single entity. So like collection is a group and is a group of individual objects. So if we want to represent them, we need collection frameworks. It contains several classes and interfaces which can be used to represent a group of individuals as single entity. So like in Java it is collection. Okay, so in C++ we had container, and in Java we have collection, and collection framework was also there, which was STL, standard template library. I don't know about C++, but if you guys know about C++, it is this standard template library if you are using C++. Collection I is considered as root interface of collection framework. If you get that, it's okay. Collection I consider as root interface of collection framework. Collection I means collection interface is the root. Okay, so there are 9 interfaces of collection framework. First, collection, list, set, sorted set. Yeah, I will tell you what are these. Navigable set, queue, map, sorted map, navigable map. These are total 9 interfaces. Okay, you can just grab them, like just remember them. Like if you face any interview, in an interview, you can just tell the names of these, like what are the interfaces, how many interfaces are there, like what are the main interfaces in collection. You can say these names. So list, set, collection, list, set, sorted set, navigable set. These all are set. So set is simple set, sorted set, navigable set, and queue is there, and map, sorted map, navigable map is also there. So let's start with the interface. First interface, which is the root interface of collection framework. I told you just right now. Collection interface is the root interface of all the collection framework. If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity, then we should go for collection. We got that definition. Collection interface defines the most common method which are applicable for any collection object. I told you, like in arrays we knew that there are no implemented methods, and we have to implement our own methods for any new functionality. But in this it already, there are already some methods present which we can use for different functionalities. In general, collection I is considered as root interface. Yeah, I told you. There is no concrete class which implements collection interface directly. So what does concrete class means? Like concrete, like the class which is having some functionality and which is implementing these interface. There is no such class which is directly implementing collection interface. Let me explain you now. See, this is array list, this is linked list. These both are classes, and above to that is list. These all array list and linked list is implementing list interface, but list interface is extending collection interface. So that's the difference right now. List interface is extending collection interface. There is no such class like array list or linked list that which is directly implementing this collection interface. This is the difference. So that's why there is no concrete class which is implement collection interface directly. Different, yeah, this is the main thing. Difference between collection and collections. Just don't say that the S is difference. Okay, so collection is an interface. If we want to represent a group of individual object as a single entity, then we should go for collection. I told you many times, it is a group. It is a group of objects, not objects, individual objects. Okay, represent, yeah, if we want to represent a group of individual, yeah, just do remember this thing: individual objects, not objects, not any kind of objects. Individual object, they have their own functionalities. So as a single entity, then we should go for collection. So collection is a utility class present in java.util package to define several utility methods for collection objects. We have collection objects here, so there are some methods like sorting, searching, etc. Reversing is also there. Many functionalities are there in collection, and it is a class. So now coming to list, what is a list? It is the child interface of collection. Collection is the root interface, so it is a child interface of collection. If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity where duplicates are allowed, what happens is a list. What is a list? Just think a list. So in a list we can have duplicate entries, and insertion order is always preserved in list. Okay, so then we should go for list. Collection, and it is was announced in 1.2 version. It is also 1.2 version. Array list also in 1.2 version. Linked list also 1.2 version. Vector and stack are legacy classes. So legacy means which are coming from the first generation of Java. So it was in first generation. Like how it, you will think like it is 1.2 version, how it is 1.0 version. The main thing is this link was not there. This link has also come up in 1.2 version. It was a separate thing. So after 1.2 version, this link has been generated to vector. Okay, so you might got an idea about list. List duplicates are allowed. This is the keyword. This is the keyword. You have to remember list can have duplicate values, and order, insertion order is always preserved in a list. Vector and classes are re-engineered to implement list interface. Earlier there was no link. Yeah, I have told you. Set. If okay, it is the child interface of collection. If we want to represent a group of individual object as a single entity, you might be getting this. This is the same definition for collection. What is collection interface? If we want to represent a group of individual object as a single entity, that's collection. We should go for collection. Where duplicates are not allowed, set. In set, just remember that duplicates can never enter in a set, and insertion order is not preserved. And we should go for set interface. So this is the collection 1.2 version. Set was also in 1.2 version. So there were more hash set after link hash set. Okay, sorted interface. Collection, set, sorted interface. It is the child interface of set. If we want to represent a group of individual objects as a single entity where duplicates are not allowed, and all objects should be inserted according to some sorting order, but you could get that by just the name of set. In simple set there is no insertion order, but in sorted set, sorted means there is some insertion order, there is some sort. Okay, it is a child interface of set. Okay, a group of as a single entity, duplicates are not allowed. Obviously in set, if there is anywhere you have C set, duplicates are not allowed. So now coming up to navigable set, it is the child interface of sorted set. It contains several methods for navigation purposes. Navigation purposes is yeah, I will explain you later, you won't get right now. List, yeah, but the main difference, list, we know duplicates are allowed, and insertion order is always preserved in list. In set, duplicates are never allowed, not allowed, insertion order not preserved. Yeah, but in sorted set, yeah, sorted set it is. because you can just judge by the name only. What is a queue? Yeah, just remember the exam, just remember any queue you have been into. So it is just the same. It is a child interface of collection queue. If we want to represent a group of individual object prior to processing, then we should go for queue. Usually queue follows first in first out, but based on our requirement we can implement our own priority order also. Example, before sending a mail, all mail ID we have to store in some data structure. In which order we added mail IDs, in same order mail ID should be delivered, mails should be delivered. For this requirement queue is the best choice. So this is queue. There is one, this is mostly used, this is the mostly used queue, priority queue. Now this is least used, not least used, not this much in comparison to this priority queue, it is most used. Blocking queue, for priority blocking queue, linked blocking queue. Okay, all the above interfaces, how many we have covered? Collection, list, sorted set, navigable set, queue. Okay, meant for representing a group of individual object. If we want to represent a group of object as key value pairs, then we should go for map. These are not represented in a key value pair, they are just represented as a group of objects. So but if we want the functionality of key value pairs, so we should always go for map. Okay, map is not child interface of collection, it is not linked with collection, it is different from collections. If we want to represent a group of objects as key value pairs, then we should go for map. There is a key and these are the values, like serial number and name. So both key and value are objects only, these both are objects. Duplicate keys are not allowed. Obviously keys can never be duplicated, values can be duplicated, but values can be duplicated, yeah. And map, we have many more functionalities like hash map interface, weak map, identity hash map, linked hash map, and these is the legacy classes. Yeah, from 1.0 version they are here. Dictionary, hash table, properties. Properties is a file we use in Java, like when we will implement Hibernate or something, then we use it properties file. Okay, so sorted map, it is a child interface of map if we want to represent a group of key value pair according to some sorting order of keys. Sorting order is always of keys because they are unique, that's why. Then we should go for sorted map. In sorted map the sorting should be based on key but not value, yeah, obviously. Navigable map, it is a child interface of sorted map. It defines several methods for navigable purposes: map, sorted map, navigable map, tree map. 1.2 version, 1.2 version, navigable map came in 1.6 version because we needed some more functionalities, like I will tell you, because I will tell you later why it came. Sorry for this orientation. So there is a sorting. For sorting we have two interfaces, comparable and comparator. At the end of collection I will be explaining you, in the last videos you will get this, what is comparable and comparator. So cursors, there are three cursors. Enumeration, which was a legacy cursor, 1.0 version it was there. Iterator and list iterator. Utility classes are there, collections and arrays. I told you now it came up, these utility classes are there, like in 1.2 version. Collections have also sorting method. In arrays earlier we have to implement all those arrays dot sort, everything, arrays dot reverse. We have to write our own methods, but now we have the implemented methods for this: arrays dot sort, arrays dot reverse, order. Okay, so sorry for the bad orientation, let me explain you like this. So collection came in 1.2 version. We have list interface in that. List interface have classes, implemented classes, and you can see there is no concrete class for collections, there is no concrete classes for collections. These are all interfaces implemented by it. Okay, so let's just focus on the first part right now. List, array list, linked list, vector stack are the legacy classes, 1.0 version. All are 1.2 version, array list, linked list. And set have hash set, linked hash set, sorted set, navigable set, tree set. Okay, 1.2 version. Navigable came in 1.6 version because we needed some functionalities. Tree set. 1.4 link hash set came in 1.4 version. Hash set was also already there in 1.2 version. So queue, coming to the queue, their main used is priority queue and the rest is blocking queues. Blocking queues are priority blocking queue, linked blocking queue. and I told you map is not included in collections, it is different. So if you want to represent object as a key value pair, then you should go for map. Yeah, map, hash map, linked hash map, weak hash map, identity hash map, sorted map, navigable map, tree map. Navigable map, navigable set and navigable, see, you saw navigable set here on in Setna, and navigable map. This functionality came in 1.6 version for both. So this is the legacy class, dictionary, hash table, properties. So thank you guys, it's a big video, hope you like it.